We are creating heart art inspired by the artist Romero Britto and by the people we love. First, you will need a white piece of paper and a heart tracer. You will place your tracer on your paper, hold it down with one hand, and then trace around the edges with a pencil using your other hand, slowly and carefully making sure to only mark on the white paper, not on the tracer. And when you get to your hand that's holding the heart down, just scoot it over, and voila, you have a heart. Then you will split your heart into shapes. First, you will draw a vertical line up and down on any part of your heart. Then you will draw a horizontal line long across, going from one side of your heart to the other. And finally, you will draw a diagonal line. This way, we are using different directions of lines to make new shapes in our heart. Then we will use a paint marker to trace these lines. This paint marker makes awesome dark black outlines just like the artist Romero Britto. Now if you notice that your paint marker didn't make a thick black line, go back over it and press down just a little bit harder. No need to squeeze or shake your paint marker though. If it's not coming out, just press down a little bit harder and you will be good to go. To add color to our hearts, we will be using oil pastels to create patterns. When you're using an oil pastel, make sure you press down hard so that you do not see the white of the paper, and use two colors in each shape to create a pattern. So I'm starting with stripes, and I'm making an A-B pattern. That's pink, then blue, making sure to press down and make my stripe nice and thick so I go over it a couple of times. You can make other patterns with polka dots, hearts, flowers, or other shapes. Then, after you've made your first shape, you outline it with another color, like you can see me doing with my yellow, and then color in the rest of the background with that color. Being careful not to go over your black lines and press down nice and hard. Here I am finishing up all the patterns to fill my heart with color, with different patterns in each shape. After you are done coloring in your heart, you will use oil pastels to draw some lines around the outside of your heart. You will press down nice and hard and outline around your heart a few times to kind of make it look like your heart is glowing. You can use whatever colors you want to go around the outside edge, but leave a little space in between them, and just again make sure you press nice and hard to make that pattern to make it look like your heart is glowing. Then you will get out a paintbrush, watercolor paints, and water, and you will use just one color to paint over those lines in the background of your heart. Water and oil pastels do not mix, so if you paint over your lines, it will resist the paint. As you can see here, I touched into my water, swirled into my blue paint color, and painted right over top of my lines, and it makes the oil pastel lines look really nice and bright. Make sure that you're not squishing your paintbrush, you're keeping it on its tippy toes, and you keep swirling into your paint. If your paintbrush sounds dry, that means it's thirsty and it needs more water and maybe some more paint. When you're all done filling your background, your artwork is complete. Awesome work.